We are once again talking about President Trump's business connections. The fallout from Democrats, Republicans, and allies has been fast and furious since the president decided to pull U.S. troops out of northern Syria and allow Turkey to take over. Now, don't get confused. I am talking money, power, politics, and yes, connecting it to Turkey and Syria. It is not a surprise. It is now putting renewed concern on and focus on the president's longtime business relationship with Turkey. Joining me now from Capitol Hill, NBC News correspondent Heidi Przybyla, who is breaking her story right here, right now. We know, we reported it earlier this week, the president has a Trump Towers in Istanbul. He had said a couple of years ago in an interview with Steve Bannon, he might not be able to get involved if you're president in these kind of politics. He's got a conflict of interest. Well, doesn't he still have one?
Here we are, Steph. This is really the first time where the president of the United States is making a major national security decision where lives are at risk in a country where he himself has admitted that he has a conflict of interest. Look, Erdogan is not just any autocrat. We have pictures of him actually at the ribbon cutting of Trump's crown jewel in Europe, the Istanbul Towers. It's a mixed office residential space that is considered a very important property to the Trump portfolio. He was paid $10 million there to have his name put on it. He has had good friends who've invested, he calls them good friends, who've invested $400 million in this property. These are people who came to his inauguration party in Manhattan, actually. And also exclusive to NBC News, Steph, is a new study showing that the Turks and Turkish officials are actually the top patrons over any other country at the Trump Hotel in Washington, including that gentleman who invested $400 million in that Trump Tower. He's held a number of events there at the Trump Hotel.
So hold on one second.
It remains, yes.
Of all the countries in the world, the major countries, the wealthy countries in the world, the country that has spent the most time, the most amount of money at that Trump property is Turkey?
Correct. This is according to an analysis that was performed this week for NBC News by CREW. It's the Citizens for Responsible Government. And it is an outside group that has been critical of Trump, but they've gone through these numbers and they showed that Turkish officials, above all, are top patrons at the hotel. Look, it's important to stress that we have no idea what went through Trump's head when he made this decision, but that is exactly the problem. Trump made this decision after a phone call with Erdogan. What else did we see happened after a phone call with Erdogan? That was when Mattis essentially issued his resignation letter because Trump put out his tweet threatening to do exactly what he's done this week, which is to withdraw troops from Syria, northern Syria.